I'm Brigham Larson with Brigham Larson Pianos. This is a piano that we just put here on the showroom floor. It's a 1996, the year I graduated high school. Kawai, it's a 48-inch, and Kawai and I go way back. My first piano store job as a piano technician was at a Kawai dealership, and so I really grew a fondness for Kawais, and then I took over. Actually, I think it was about that same time, or even slightly before, that I was doing all the pianos for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints in East Provo. It was about 150 pianos. It was 15 or 20 buildings. No, it must have been more than that. It must have been 30 some odd buildings. And they had probably half of those 150 or so pianos that I was responsible for tuning every 6 months and keeping them serviced and maintained. About half of them were Kawais. So so yeah, I've just got great respect for Kawai. If you haven't heard of it, you should have. It's just got a great reputation, got a great history. They of course, they're manufactured in Japan, and they kind of Yamaha was the first piano out of Asia that really grew to be something special and recognized in Europe and the United States, I guess the West. Yamaha was the first one, and then Kawai followed up shortly thereafter, and to this day Kawai still very much enjoys probably even much more so than when they kind of hit the West market approximately 50 years ago. They're well recognized. So 48 inches is from the very floor to the top of it, and that's a minimum in my experience of where a real piano begins. I mean, I think pianos are great at 45 inches or 42 inches or whatever. I'd much prefer a tiny little 36-inch spinet than a digital piano, that's for sure. But that said, if you want my opinion on where like a real piano begins, 36 inches still isn't enough. I mean, frankly, even 45 inches isn't enough. But 48 inches, that's where it begins. And then the bigger the better. I mean, this piano here, this is a Yamaha C3, that's 52 inches. I mean, even better.
But not a C3.
Did I say C3? U3.
You're getting all your models.
Yamaha U3. C3 is their
Just did a C3.
brand. Yeah. So yeah, what I'm referring to when I say that, when I'm talking about the size, is particularly in the bass. And it's just an overall richness that you don't get with these smaller pianos. This particular piano is definitely on the brighter side of the voicing scale. By no means is it so bright that it's offensive or like ear-piercing like some pianos can be when they're too bright. But yeah, it's on that end of the spectrum. It just sings nicely. push it down and lock it. Kind of mutes things so that you can, I think that's the idea, is to play with a baby sleeping or something like that.